to me the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you.
Hey guys, welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy, and today we're doing a pick a card all about the messages your ancient ancestors have for you, what you need to know right now. These messages feel very important because the times in our world have gotten really intense, and a lot of people are feeling this really intense energy right now. So the ancient ancestors have stepped forward and they have important messages for you guys. So if this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's really good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a member of my tribe. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what is up? How are you? It's always good to connect with your energy, and I truly appreciate you guys being here. Now keep in mind, this is a general reading, it's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I do offer personal and private readings and sessions. All that information is down in my description box below, along with all the links to my social media. Before you see 3 piles of cards, each with a psychic linking object. I've done a pre-shuffle. I'll pull more cards as I need to for clarity, and I want to show you each object close up so you can get a better feel of the energy of each group. Group 1, you are the seashell bottle. Group 2, you are the antler. Group 3, you are the rose quartz. Okay guys, so those are going to be your 3 selections. I will insert a little video with some music if you guys need a little more time to figure out which group you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one group, there's probably more than one message here for you. And with that said, I'll see you beautiful, magical creatures on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 1, all of you that selected the seashell bottle, this is going to be your reading all about the important messages your ancient ancestors have for you for these intense times right now. So keep in mind, it's a general reading, it's a general session, so just take what resonates. I will be pulling more cards as I need to for clarity, so let's get into your reading. Okay, the first card we have here is, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, y'all. You guys who watch my videos know I butcher words all the time. So we have authenticity. Okay. We have sunflower. Initiation. This feels like the hangman. Okay, we'll take the tarot in just a second. Goat. Potency. See if you guys can see all that. Yes, okay. We have perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Let's see, we have alchemizing confusion into clarity. Electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. Full spectrum. Water, the overflow. You guys may be a water sign. I feel a lot of water energy and fire energy with this particular group because we have the electric eel spirit here. There's water. We have actual water here. And the sunflower, of course, that feels like the sun. So we have fire. So we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Scorpio may be a little bit more highlighted because we have fire, and Scorpio is like fire water. And then we have Aries, Leo. Leo is the sun card. And then we have also Sagittarius. So let's get into these tarot as well. We have the star. We have the high priestess. And we have the ace of cups. Okay, some more water there. So okay, I feel like you guys, first of all, we have confusing energy here. You guys feel like you're overwhelmed right now. With this initiation card, feels very much like the hanged man energy. Like, probably for you guys, I'm feeling like what's going on in your world and in the outer world, it may be both. It may be one or the other. Take what resonates here. Use your discernment. May be very overwhelming. You may be very confused. I'm feeling fear here very strongly. Some of you are fearing for your children and your family. You're fearing for your job. And you know, I think it's really powerful when we walk in and accept our emotions. There's power in accepting these emotions. We have overflow here. Don't deny them. Don't deny the way you're feeling, okay? It's valid. Don't suppress them. It's really important that you hold space for how you're feeling, okay? Right now, to deny these feelings creates a really powerful block. And now is not the time to create additional blocks for yourself, okay? Your ancestors, your ancient ancestors, these are old souls. Okay, old souls. I'm seeing like people working with raw material, rocks and flint knives, bow and arrow. I'm seeing skins hanging. This feels like Northern Europe. It feels like hunter-gatherers. These are very old. These are people, tribal people who are connected to the earth. And I'm seeing women howling at the moon. I'm seeing raging by the fire. I'm seeing a lot of primal energy here, and it's reminding me to tell you to offer yourself catharsis. If you need to cry, get a quiet place, you know what? Make time for it. Make time to express your emotions. You don't have to do it in a destructive way. I feel like your ancestors are saying through these images that I'm getting, they're very intense and very detailed. To find a way to have catharsis that's positive, meaning it gives you relief and it causes no harm to yourself or others. It can even be creative, create noise, create music, create art. It doesn't have to be art that is pleasing. It doesn't have to be noise that pleases others. It is a means of release of this intense energy, okay? I feel like you're very powerful, and holding this energy in is creating more chaos within you and more confusion. So it's really important that you find a mechanism of release, okay? And the thing is that some of you may be saying, well, I don't know what that is. That's part of your journey, okay? That is part of your journey. It's your responsibility to find the things that are meaningful for you. No one said, listen, feeling like I'm seeing another ancestor step forward. It is an older lady with gray hair. She's wearing wire glasses, okay? And she's wearing like a prairie, like cowboys and like, you know, back when the cowboy days, like a prairie dress, and she's pointing, and she's got gray hair and it's pulled up, and she's like, that's your responsibility. No one's going to do this for you. You have to find the mechanism of your release. You have to find the mechanism of your catharsis. You have to find the mechanisms of your healing. Don't look to other people, especially now, because now is the time where the powers that be would really like to bring people back into their programming. They want to get the masses, the herd, back under control. So by looking outside yourself for means of how to release your energy, how to deal with it, when you look outside yourself, I'm not talking about if you're guided to like therapy, that's different. I'm talking about some kind of guru telling you what you need to do, okay? This is you. Your inner voice will show you the way. If you give your power over to another right now, it's very powerful right now if you do that because of all the energies going on in the world. Reclaim your power, go within, and listen to your soul. Listen to the things that set your soul free. Listen. If you need to go to the grocery store and buy a watermelon and throw it on the concrete to watch it bust into a million pieces, I don't believe in like wasting food, but you know what I mean? Like, do it. Do the thing. I know it sounds silly and it's like, Amy, that's so weird. No, it's not. For some people, that's like, you know, if you need to scream in the shower, just do it where you don't like make people afraid, you know, scream into your pillow. If you need to scribble on some notebook paper, do it. Do the things that free your soul of this bondage of these emotions, this anger, this fear. And I'm seeing like another like ancient ancestor come forward. This feels very much like an Egyptian energy, very Egyptian, royal priestess energy here. I'm seeing a cobra coming out of the third eye. And I feel like group one, you may know you're powerful, but you haven't really felt your power. Your path to power is through your emotions. And I know some of you don't want to hear that. You can't sidestep it. You can't jump over it. You can't ignore it. You have to feel them. And right now, a lot of emotions are being brought to the surface because we see all the crazy shit in the world. Okay? All the crazy stuff that doesn't make sense. And we know it doesn't make sense. We're aware. But we don't know what to do with that. We've never had the situation where so much shit is being told to us that does not make sense. And our brains are just, it doesn't make sense that eggs cost $7. It doesn't make sense half the stuff that these world governments are saying doesn't make sense. And I feel that the help me understand. And then we have all the pressures with work and family and all the other things that happen. It's a very tense time. And that tension is building. And I'm telling you, your vessel needs a release. Some of you guys just need to go outside and walk out in the sunshine. And you need to ground yourself. Some of you guys need to get in a bathtub and you need to do a healing bath and you need to cry. You need to get anger. Leave it in the water, man. Leave it in the water. Give it to the water. Gaia is a great healer. She will transmute that shit right back to you as healing energy. It is what she does. She's a great transformer. And often we don't tap into her true abilities. We take her for granted, and we're learning not to. We're learning a lot of valuable lessons, right? All right, so what's happening as you connect to the pathway within, as you find those mechanisms to release these really intense emotions, you will find that you become more clear. You become more focused. And for some of you, there's something, this bring your ideas to life. There's something here. 24 reduces to a 6. There's some kind of idea that can affect your reality. 6 can be a money number, a number of materialization, and whatnot. You may be seeing 6s. 6s may start to be, you may start seeing 6s after this reading as well. They may start manifesting as signs of alignment. But there's some kind of desire or drive or idea that you want to implement, you want to do, you've thought about doing, but you have casted doubts upon it. Maybe you've shared it with people and they've been like, oh no, you could never do that. Oh no, we don't have enough money. Oh no. And the spirits around me are saying, as you connect with your emotion, because you're healing, this catharsis, this just validating your own emotions, as you allow your vessel the peace and calm of catharsis of your emotions, of validation, self-validation of your emotions, you're going to find that your creativity becomes more potent. Okay, with this goat, the greatest of all time, it becomes more powerful. You become more powerful because you're no longer blocking these emotions. Your divine feminine energy, doesn't matter what gender you are, your divine feminine energy becomes more action-oriented because you're no longer suppressing some of the language the divine feminine uses to communicate. Psychic information comes through emotion. Okay, creative information comes through emotion. Because when we see art, how does it hit us? Yes, it can hit us logically, but most of the time, true art that touches us, it touches us in our heart space. It touches us emotionally. It activates our third eye. It activates our imagination. So, it's complex, but at the root of it, at the heart of it, it's very much about emotion. Okay, and this is about you healing your emotions. And you walk into this kind of full spectrum energy where you are highly aligned with your feminine, divine feminine energy, your creativity. Some of you guys are true artists. Some of you guys have artistic visions. And this could be you want to create a business. This could be you want to create a new career. This could be you are creating a career, but it's not flowing like you'd like, or you have created a business, but it's not flowing like you like. And there's something about what you're doing that is not fully authentic yet, but it's in process. And part of the process is these emotions. Okay. And the world is bringing these up to the surface for everyone. We all have these deep-seated emotions that require our healing, but your spirits, the ancestors, the ancient ancestors want you to know that it's very positive what's happening. The outcome of this is extremely positive. This is the sun card, the sunflower. We have Apollo and his chariot of bees here. Very powerful, positive. We're talking wealth, health, vitality. See, the thing is about emotions, when you store them in your body, they affect your vessel. They cause you to be, more anxious. It manifests in different ways. It can cause health problems. I'm not saying all health issues are spiritual. That is not what I'm saying, okay? I think that is toxic as fuck, all right? Some of us have real issues. Our vessels just have issues, and that's the way it is. We live in a very toxic world, okay? But what I'm saying is that your emotional state can affect how your vessel feels. If you feel stress, if you feel incredible sadness, those kind of things can affect your vessel. I'm not saying it's the cure, all right? But bringing your emotions into balance can help you feel better, if not in the vessel, at least mentally and emotionally. And I tell you what, sometimes that's half the battle. If you can just feel good mentally and emotionally, a lot of times you can deal with the vessel in a more balanced way. You can give yourself compassion and you can start taking better care of yourself, which leads to you feeling better physically. It's not a cure, it's a method of coping by honoring our emotions, honoring our heart space, validating our own feelings. Group 1, this really is about self-validation of your emotions. For some of you, you may never get that validation that you seek from other people. And there may be a place within you that has to have peace with that, has to find peace with that. And that is what finding all your own methods, modalities of coping and expressing these emotions and catharsis is about. And it may be talk therapy. Some of you guys may need to go to talk therapy, or you are in talk therapy. There are professionals out there. They are trained in ways and highly skilled in ways of coping that I am not. I'm just a woman with a gift and I'm sharing it with you, okay? And I encourage you to go where you're guided, as long as it's safe, sane, and legal and all that jazz, okay? Some of you guys need to just get out a paintbrush and you need to start painting some stuff. You need to start sketching. You need to start writing. Some of you guys just need to get your phone out and start talking into the phone and releasing some of this pent up energy. There's positivity coming in for this high priestess energy. Okay, the high priestess, she knows. I don't know if you guys do TikTok, but that TikTok song, she knows, that song is coming through my head right now. You know the way. I think deep down, you know this message, okay? You just need to hear it. You need to trust yourself. The high priestess doesn't doubt themselves, okay? They know because they're aligned and they feel it within your bones. The thing about getting more comfortable with your emotions is that you get more comfortable with your intuition. It helps you become highly intuitive. And artists, creative people who are highly intuitive, their work is much more potent. Okay, they become a much more powerful artist. And artists can be people who create businesses. I don't want you to just to think I'm talking about someone who, paints a picture. Okay, this is someone who has the soul of an artist, who wants to create something or is creating something. And that could be someone who creates an accounting firm. Okay, it doesn't have to be as a classical artistic thing. Creating an accounting firm is creative, okay? You're creating something. At our heart, every single one of us are creators. It's why we're here. And then we have this beautiful star energy, okay? And what I'm getting for this is that, the universe is going to pour out a lot of good energy, a lot of really powerful and positive energy to you as you work this pathway, okay? Your ancestors are going to be supporting you. And it's a process, but there's a cup coming that is connected to this idea, this thing here. It's going to be different for all of you, okay? But there is a cup coming. All right, let's clarify this cup. I know you guys want to know. You got all this hard work to do. Maybe you guys are doing this work, okay? We're not taking any reversals today. Tell me about this cup. This cup that's coming to this high priestess, the star. I'm hearing generosity. I'm also seeing, okay, I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, all right? But Thoth, is an Egyptian god. Okay, we have heartbreak here. Okay, so you're heartbroken right now. That's not what's coming. Okay, so this cup has to do with heartbreak. I feel like if you guys are working on this goal, it hasn't it hasn't come to play, and it's really hard. It's really hard to keep going, okay? This also could be a relationship that's not going well. Okay, tell me more about this cup. We have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this cup really is about you recovering from this disappointment, this heartbreak of whatever is going on, whatever these emotions are, and stepping into your power. Okay, that's what the cup is. It's very positive. And it's huge to go from the Three of Swords, where betrayal, disappointment, failure, just a complete, and it's almost like, it's like you feel these things within your core, but you haven't expressed them. You haven't given yourself room to like be human about it. And you step in and you're like, yes, I am fully human and I'm fully divine. Okay, tell me more about this. Ace of Cups. The cup runneth over. Your cup runs over. Oop, oop, oop. We got a few. I'm just going to take this one and this other. Oh, I got 3. Okay, I'm going to take those 3. My deck just went everywhere. Okay, we're not taking any reversals here. We have Justice. For some of you, there's some kind of contract coming. For others, there's some kind of justice, like karmic justice coming. We have the Hermit. After introspection, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I feel like you are going to truly know how to move, where to go forward. This Queen of Wands energy, which is a very attractive energy. Also, sunflowers in this card here. So wealth, health, vitality returning, energies balancing out, emotional state balancing out. Then we have the power of the Hermit. Let me tell you something about the Hermit, okay? Yes, they are alone. And they're working their pathway internally. They're going through that shit. But I tell you what, the hermiting experience brings you into such a place of balance where you know yourself. You know who the fuck you are. You know what you want to do. You know where you want to go. You know how to heal yourself. You know what you need. And you see the light. And you move forward. Okay? And then we have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. And for me, we have union here, some kind of union, because we have the masculine energy as the wand, we have the feminine energy as the cup. So there's union within yourself, and we have the butterfly, transformation coming for you, a transformation of your life, and it really has to do with this idea. And it may be that your business, this Three of Swords here, your business, your relationship, whatever this sorrow is, whatever this overwhelm is, hasn't gone the way you wanted it to. Things haven't gone well. Maybe you broke up. Maybe you've been feeling like a failure. And the truth is that you need to go within. You need to go into these emotions. Don't deny them. If you feel like a failure, we all have moments where we feel like a failure. It's part of being human. Some of you guys are denying parts of your journey. You're denying these emotions, and denying it doesn't make it go away. It denies part of your human experience. We have one card here that's flipped over. I'm going to take it. We have the Five of Wands. Yeah, there's just a lot of energy here of like denying emotions, okay? And in order to come into union within self, masculine and feminine energy, and to be able to do the actions, what's happening is as you get more in touch with these emotions, as you heal yourself, as you move through and start to express your emotions and give yourself catharsis, you're getting more familiar with your own like spiritual language, your emotional language. So you will know how to move with the Ace of Wands, what actions to take. They will be intuitive actions that you need to take to allow to see this cup. Wait, where's the cup? Okay, to see this cup come into fruition. This High Priestess will be in balance and will be able to see the cup manifest. That's how it works. And this is karma. This is good karma coming to you. But you have to stop fighting yourself. You have to stop like suppressing your emotions, okay? You're becoming more authentic. And the result of this is going to be extremely positive and profound. I understand that it is scary, okay? It's always scary when we start to get to know ourselves on a deeper level, okay? Everyone's scared of that because emotions can be terrifying. And it's okay though. You're not alone in that. There's a lot of people who feel that way, okay? And your ancestors don't want you to be afraid of your emotions. They don't want you to be afraid of yourself, okay? I'm going to get a couple more cards here for you from the animal, if I can grab them, okay, from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. So you have some kind of idea or something you're working on. You're going to get clarity about it, okay? But you're going to have some compassion for yourself. We have slow and steady wins the race. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. No, it isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, okay? So, it's not going to happen overnight. There is work to be done. And you may be putting in a lot of work towards this on the outside. This is the internal work. And the internal work is going to bring you potency. It's going to make the work you do on the outside much more powerful. It's going to pack more of a powerful punch, okay? Another sea creature there. Okay, we have Parrot. Spirit, watch your words. You have to stop the negative self-talk. You have to stop talking to yourself like you're not a child of God, okay? You have to stop that. You deserve better. Some of you guys talk to yourself like you wouldn't talk to other people. We have embraced the in-between. That's where you are, okay? You're in between. You're in between where you were and where you want to go. You're not quite where you want to be. And you're focusing a lot of your energy on getting to that place you want to be. And some of you guys aren't living your life. And it's time to embrace your life where it is. You have to learn to embrace your life where it is right now. And listen, that is a tall order because right now the world is very strange. And people are really worried and suffering. But we got to find moments where we can enjoy life still, where we can look around and see miracles, where we can connect to nature and our spirit and find the wonder here. And I encourage you, Group 1, to call upon your ancient ancestors. You have many, and they're very powerful. Some of them are very grounded to the earth, and they can help you walk through these portals of healing and catharsis, but you got to ask. All right, so be sure to ask them. And if you want to make an offering, ask them what they would like. Many of them, it's going to be food. Because some of these ancient ancestors, food was, they didn't worry about Gucci bags, okay? They worried about food on the table every day, all right? These are hunter-gatherers kind of energy for Group 1. So, all right, Group 1, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you want to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical creatures next time. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 2, all of you that selected the Antler. Here, this is going to be your reading all about what do the ancient ancestors have to say to you. These are important messages from your ancestors for now. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I will pull more cards as I go, as I need to for clarity. All right, so let's get into the cards. We have January's rebirth. Whoop. We have Weaver of the Web of Life, Cooperation. We'll save the tarot here. We have You. Okay, this is the goddess Hecate showing up for you. She's asking with this card, what are you not seeing? What are you not hearing? This is also about listening to your ancestors. Okay. Hair, transformation. I can. Glamour energy, glam. Horse spirit, freedom is yours. We have harmonic flight. Alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. And we have celebrating the world's diversity. And let's look at the tarot. We have the Knight of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Okay, there's definitely something that you're not paying attention to. Hecate is here with the hair. And we have a lot of energy here about your self-image, okay? I feel like there is some self-denial going on. There's aspects of yourself that you aren't embracing. You aren't allowing yourself to fully come forward. There are still elements within yourself that you are hiding. I literally feel like Hecate is coming forward in this reading. Yeah, I feel her energy coming forward. So this, if you don't resonate with Hecate, and I know people say it differently, that's how I say it. It's an underworld goddess that your ancestors served or worshipped. You may have ancestors, some of you had ancestors that were ancient witches, ancient magic workers, ancient root workers, the people of the wood, medicine people, shamans as well. And I'm feeling like you guys are in shadow work or you're about to go through shadow work. It's different. So please just take what resonates here. But there's elements of self that need your attention. They are demanding your attention, and it's almost like you see signs, you are aware of it, but you are still having difficulty attending to it, okay? And I want you to know that the signs, the synchronicities will continue. Some of you guys will be seeing rabbits and horses more often. These are signs manifesting from the goddess, okay? That the freedom is yours, but there's transformation that needs to happen. There's transmutation. There's self-acceptance, okay? Because you're literally in a beautiful transmutation cycle, okay? There is a rebirth coming for group 2, and it is going to affect the way you and other people see you, okay? Some of you guys don't think you're very attractive. You have problems with the way you look. You don't really accept your body or yourself. Some of you guys have, and this, we're getting into some deep issues. So, and I do not want to trigger anybody. Okay. I understand this because I've been here before. And what I'm picking up on with this Four of Cups, the stream here, and the stream's water can be a mirror. And we have more water here. There's water. Is that water? The Knight of Swords. Although this could be land, it feels like water to me right now. All these cards feel like they have water in them, all this tarot. And I just really feel like there are elements of self. Group 1 had some of this energy. It's a little different. Yours seems to be something about your self-image. It's about your confidence. You can't have confidence if you're not willing to, you have to accept the light parts of yourself and the dark, okay? And I feel like you guys, you're willing to go in the dark and have a party all about all the bad things about yourself, and for some of us, it's much easier for us to see what we lack, what we think we lack, and get down on ourselves, because sometimes that's how we grew up. People not really believing in us. And you may have not had many people who believed in you. And you may be very different from how you were raised or what people really think you are. Okay, you may have been wearing masks for most of your life to fit in, to be acceptable. There is a diverse energy with you. You are different. There's something about you that makes you feel like the truth of you, the authentic parts of you are an outcast. It may be that your religious views are different. It may be that you love differently. It may be that the way you express yourself physically is different. However, this resonates for you, understand that you were created to express this. This is your truth. You weren't created this way to suppress it. You weren't born with this. You weren't born this way to suppress it. You were born this way to express it. Okay. Some of you guys, group 2, have food issues, and I do not want to trigger anybody. Okay. But there's something here about your self-image and food. Listen, you are worthy to eat. Your body is beautiful the way it is. All this energy coming towards divine feminine and the divine masculine, it is happening to all people right now in different ways, though. But a lot of it is coming towards the divine feminine, very, very from a very unbalanced, patriarchal kind of energy. Really not appreciating those feminine energies that have decided to live in freedom and express their divine feminine energy in the way they see fit, not in a way that fits their image. And it takes a lot of work to get there. And I feel like Hecate, the underworld goddess, these ancient ancestors that work this very intense kind of magic are encouraging you to walk the pathway of self-acceptance. That self-acceptance will turn into self-celebration and self-expression. And it will create a lighter energy, and you'll be able to ascend out of this more dense, dark night of the soul energy where you are constantly reflecting on perhaps what the world tells you in lack. I was told by Lilith many years ago that what I see as a weakness will become my greatest strength. And I have to tell you, that is true. What you think is your greatest weakness is actually your greatest strength. And there's a reason why the energies around you have worked so hard to make you self-oppress. They oppress you, and then they also twist your brain and your heart. So not only are they oppressing you, but you are oppressing yourself via that energy being sent to you. I think it's really important that you understand that this cup coming for you, the 4 of Cups, the traditional 4 of Cups, has a cup being held out beside, like the feminine energy here is holding a cup that he can't see. It's like she represents spirit here. And he's under the tree looking at those cups and reflecting on the cups that he has. And this can be loss, this can be all different kinds of emotions. But the divine feminine here is going to hand you a cup, okay? And it's your cup of authentic self. It is your cup of acceptance, of liberation. Freedom is yours. Freedom is yours, but you must liberate yourself with I can. I can. And then bring that shit forward, okay? Dress how you want, eat how you want, express yourself how you want. Give yourself the freedom to be who the fuck you are and stop apologizing to people, okay? I'm seeing like a mass right around me, like a witch's mass form around me. Stop apologizing for who the fuck you are. You owe no one an explanation for who you are, who you choose to be, who you want to express yourself as, okay? However this resonates for you, who you were born to be. It's nobody's business. And if they don't like it, they can go away. They're invited to the door. It's right there. Because it's not their life, it's yours. These may be your parents. And I got to tell you that I used to tell my own children back in the day that I didn't give birth to you for you to live your life for me. I want you to live your life for you, and that led us to the path we're on now. And, it is what it is. But I always wanted them to know that they could live their life freely as who they really are. That's what I wanted for them, no matter how it panned out. That's what you should want for you. And if you have a parent or whoever raised you that doesn't want you to live in your freedom, then you need to reflect on that connection. Because how can they really love you if they don't fucking know you? I love you. I think you're awesome. I feel your energy. You're amazing. You're perfect the way you are. Just allow the fullness of yourself to come forward. I know it's hard and I know it's a process, okay? But give yourself a break. Give yourself a break, okay? We have the Six of Pentacles. No reversals. The Six of Pentacles. This cup is going to be very healing. There's a lot of healing energy coming forward, okay? A lot of healing, a lot of growth, okay? I'm feeling this energy of starting to really give to yourself, prioritizing yourself. This King of Cups, who's number one? The King of Cups. That's what I'm hearing. Like, who's number one? The King of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords, okay? And I feel like this energy is going to come in very, very aggressively. Like, once you decide that you are going to go and commit fully to this transformation of self-expression, self-acceptance, this rebirth energy is going to come in and catch fire. And you're going to start celebrating your differences. You're going to start celebrating who you really are. And you're going to stop apologizing for how you're different. Because there's beauty, there's true beauty in our differences. There's strength in our differences, just like there's strength in our sameness. Our differences make our stories interesting. They give us adventures and lessons to tell each other, to help teach each other about life. Our sameness helps us with our unity and our compassion for one another, and so does our differences. It all works together. There's room enough for all of us. We have the Ten of Pentacles here that came out. There's a lot of healing for you. I feel like you're healing a lot of issues within your family. That doesn't mean that like you're going to have a great relationship with your family. It means that from this step forward, there's going to be more healing energy with people that you call family. You'll bring more of that energy into your life. Like people who, they may not be blood, but they'll be people you can count on. I also feel like as far as like money and stuff like that, you're going to get more stable because you're going to be in this harmonic flight. And it's like the divine masculine and divine feminine energy within you becomes imbalanced. And I got that in the first reading too. I feel like a lot of people are coming into an internal union. This isn't romantic, okay? This is when your divine masculine and your divine feminine get into balance and you're able to do the action that you haven't been able to do. So it may be that maybe you felt really repressed about identity and and you've wanted, you've wanted to dress a certain way your whole life and you never have because you're like, oh, my parents or people were always like, you shouldn't do that. It's like dyeing your hair purple. You shouldn't do that. You'll never get a job. This is just an example. And then all of a sudden, you start really walking into this energy of self-acceptance. And you have to sit with it. And you have to realize that all this oppressive energy has not changed you. You haven't changed. You're still the same. You're still the same person who wants to have the purple hair. So instead of making yourself feel bad about it, what would happen if you stopped doing that shit and you just dyed your hair purple and you allowed the universe to kind of open up that pathway of you with purple hair? What does that look like? You with the purple hair. How does that change your life? How does that change you? I bet you'd be surprised how happy and content you will be because when you look in the mirror, you're becoming more of who you really are. You see yourself more as who you see yourself to be. And so the way people react to that is their business. It's not your business. You start to heal because you start to honor your own needs and your own desires. And you also find that people will say things like, man, I love your purple hair. I wish I could do that. I would love to dye my hair purple. And then you start inspiring other people to like, I'm going to dye my hair purple before you know it. Or they'll be like, I've always wanted to dye my hair red, and seeing you with purple hair makes me want to dye my hair red. You start to inspire other people, which is healing for you. And that validation helps you go into other areas of your life or other things you want to do to express yourself physically or emotionally. And maybe you've always wanted to go to nursing school and people have told you you're not smart enough. People with purple hair can't go to nursing school. And all of a sudden you're like, well, I have purple hair. I still want to go to nursing school. You know what? I think I'm going to apply to nursing school and see if they'll let this purple haired person into nursing school. And what do you know? They will. Because people project their own fears and insecurities on other people, even parents. Listen, parents are not perfect. They are imperfect and they fuck up. And I want to say to you, if you've never had a parent apologize to you for something they did, I'm going to apologize. I'm sorry. Because I feel like that's something that a lot of kids never experienced, was a parent saying they were sorry. You know, I was sorry a lot. I was sorry a lot. I laugh about it because it makes me uncomfortable. But I said I was sorry a lot. You know, I wasn't a perfect parent. I wish I could have done a better job, but I did the best that I could at the time. And, you know, we move forward and deal with what we have to deal with, right? But there's also a need here as you move to this energy to forgive yourself. Because some of you guys, as you start to dye your hair purple or whatever this is, you're going to look back and say, why did I hold myself back? Why did I do this? That was so stupid. Don't say that kind of stuff to yourself. Do not talk that way to yourself. You did the best you could at the time dealing with all this intensity. Allow yourself to heal those wounds from childhood, those wounds that you've gathered over time. Because there's a lot of really good things coming, okay, towards you. All right, a lot of good things coming towards you. And it has to do with your freedom here. There's a rebirth. Tell me what's coming towards my group 2. Tell me, what is the result of this rebirth, this glam, this living in truth, the truth of self, the authentic self? Okay. No reversals. Okay. So we have the Death card here, and we have the 9 of Swords. So a lot of your worries are going to be transformed. A lot of your grief, your sorrow, this negative self-talk, the keeping yourself down, keeping yourself isolated, keeping yourself oppressed is going to be gone. You're going to transmute that energy, okay? And we have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups. You may be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, maybe a water sign. Water came through the first group 2, but that is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But I'm feeling here like the Queen of Swords, this bitch knows who she is, okay? And that's energy, not gender. And she is unafraid to tell you. Like, if you don't like it, if you don't like who I am, you know what you can do? You can fuck off. It's just that simple. She doesn't have time to explain herself. If you don't like who I am, then you don't need to be around me. I'm not going to sit here and explain to you why I am the way I am. I was born this way. This is who I am. This is who the fuck I am. And it took me forever to get here. And I'm not sorry. The Queen of Swords is not sorry. She's unrepentant. She's focused. She's clear. She's so clear. She's crystal clear on who she is and where she wants to go. And I'm feeling that for you. And then we have the Ace of Cups. This 4 cups here, the Divine Feminine, brings in your Ace of Cups, okay? And it's a powerful transformation. It's a powerful transformation. I'm going to get a couple more cards here. We have the Moon. Yeah, your intuition. And you know, this Moon card feels a lot like a Hecate energy. I feel like your psychic abilities are going to be popping, your gifts and abilities. Like if you are gifted in any area, it doesn't matter what area this is. This could be psychic, it could be something creative, it could be you're great at business, whatever this is. I feel like your gifts are really going to come out because you are allowing this rebirth to happen. You're becoming fully who you are. You're stepping into your power. You're accepting this cup from the Divine Feminine and saying, live your truth. Be who you are. Here's the deal. And this is how I had to reason with myself when I was in bed for like 6 years and I was trying to get out. I talk about this, a little bit in my readings because I want you to know I understand to a degree, okay? And I had to just let go of what I would look like, what people would think of me, because I knew when I got up out of bed that in order for me to survive, I had to become my authentic self. Every mask had to fall. And it's taken me a while, okay, because I lived in a masked life to survive because of abuse and because of all kinds of stuff, okay? So I knew that I was going to have to allow a lot of stuff to fall. And it was hard because I knew that I would end up probably alone. And I did. I did. But that's when I was able to really go within and learn who I am, learn what I like, learn more about me. The focus was on me. And some might say that was really selfish. Well, it healed me. It helped me get to where I am today. So you may be encouraged to take moments for yourself, focus on yourself, get to know yourself. What do you like to do? Those pathways where you go into yourself and you stop caring what other people think. You literally do not give a fuck anymore what anyone thinks of you. You open up all sorts of pathways for abundance, healing, health, success to come into your life. And we're not just talking about money here. We're talking about fulfillment. We're talking about feeling better, looking better to ourselves, not to others. This isn't about how you look or feel to other people. This is about how you look and feel to yourself. This is you seeing eye to eye with yourself and saying, yes, bitch, I'm beautiful. I'm talented. I'm awesome. I'm worthy. Yes, I am that bitch. Don't fuck with me. It's that energy. And you are free to do this. And you are highly supported. There is a whole group of magical ancient ancestors gathering around. I see a cauldron. Stirring a cauldron. And as they're stirring, they're chanting all these magical chants because they're empowering you to do this work. You being your authentic self heals bloodlines. It heals yourself. Many of your ancient ancestors had to hide to survive. They couldn't tell people what they were doing. There was a time when shamanism and those who worked the magic of nature could be out in the open, but there came a time where they had to hide. And, it was brutal. And you have the ability to live your truth now. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a witch. It just means there's some kind of authentic self that desperately needs to come forward in a very unapologetic way. And do what it does. Be who you are. Say what you need to say. Express yourself the way you need to so you can be happy. Because damn it, all we have is this moment of now. And if you spend this moment of now suppressing and oppressing yourself, what do you have? It is your life. It's not your mom's life. It's not your dad's life. It's not anyone else's life experience but yours. And you owe it to yourself to live the most authentic and truest expression of that life. Otherwise, it leads to a lot of unhappiness and regret. And you have freedom. You are highly supported, okay? All right, group 2, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to have more readings, if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you, beautiful, magical creatures, next time. Bye, guys. Hey group 3, all of you that selected the rose quartz, this is going to be your reading all about what messages your ancient ancestors have for you. Now keep in mind this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I will be pulling more cards as I need to for clarity, so let's get into it. Okay, so we have Artemis, she of the wild mercy. Anastasia, self-discovery. Yarrow, mouse, advantage. Legacy. See the big picture. Meditating and reflecting. Engage with fears and doubts. Cleansing mind, body, and spirit. Expressing artistic creativity. Conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. And we have some tarot, no reversals. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Tower. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you guys are having a hard time. Obviously, here with the tarot, you guys are having a hard time. The Tower, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. So some of you guys are worried about money. You may have had a relationship or a job that has thrown you off the tower. You can see that figure there being thrown off the tower. Some of you guys may have been caught off guard by this. There's a lot of grieving here with the Five of Cups. Grieving, sorrow, regret, coulda, woulda, shoulda. You may be holding on to your energy a little too tightly. You may have put up a lot of boundaries here that are very high or very strict. You may have cut yourself off. With the Yarrow card is about boundaries. It's about knowing when to let people in and when to not. And some of you guys have pulled back a lot from people. You may be living more in isolation. You may not be going out with friends. You may just kind of, just be being on your own, because this situation, whatever it is, be it work, family, whatever, it's left you in this state of grieving. And I want you to know that it's okay that you're grieving. Okay. Your ancestors want you to know. I'm seeing a field of wheat. I'm seeing that scene from Gladiator where he's coming home and there's a field of wheat. Is that from Gladiator or 300? I can't remember, but there's a field of wheat and he's walking through this field of wheat. And it reminds me somewhat, for some reason, of the Eleusinian mystery. So I feel like you may have ancestors, ancient ancestors, that were involved in the Eleusinian mysteries or are Greek or Roman or connected with that in some kind of way. And I feel like they're bringing forward a message about there may be some shame about your grief, like you have been made to feel ashamed of your emotions, or your family has kind of covered up emotions. Maybe for some of you it's been with food. For others, they've just been like, we're not going to sit here and grieve this forever. We have to move on. Like this energy of almost like a family disassociating from these emotions, and teaching that to their kids. And it feels like denial of emotion in some way, except anger. Anger seems to be an emotion that for some of you was welcomed. Happiness may be something fleeting that you've experienced. And now I feel like you've learned not to trust your emotions. You've learned not to trust people. Because I feel like this tower really took you by surprise. It was unexpected. You didn't feel it coming. And we have all these cards from the empath oracle. You're probably an empath. And And there's a lot of fear with this engaging with fears and doubts here. There's a lot of fear coming forward. And it is part of why you're putting up these big boundaries. I feel like no one can get to me here. I'm feeling this energy of no one can get to me. No one can hurt me from where I'm sitting. Like I flew out of this tower and I'm not giving up any more pinnacles. These 2 cups behind me are my fucking cups, and I'm not letting anyone take them. It's like this fear of people taking more than you have to give, or they already have. And I feel like you are entering a time, or you're in a time, depending on where you are on your journey, where meditation and reflection is going to be called for. Your ancestors are going to be present around you. I feel like you may have indigenous ancestors as well, different areas of the world. I'm seeing like a globe. So global indigenous ancestors. They could be, I'm seeing Africa, I'm seeing Middle East, I'm seeing Asia, island, the island Pacific. I'm seeing different islands as well. I'm seeing the region of Canada. I'm also seeing the Antarctic, which gets a little, because we're not supposed to talk about that. But anyway, I'm seeing like there's a time of meditation and reflection coming, and a cleansing of your mind, body, and spirit through this meditation and reflection. And your ancient ancestors are gathering around you to help you through this. It's very painful because there are some realities that are going to come forward about how you've been treated throughout your life, probably by family, probably by parents, but how this pattern has repeated. How there have been times where you've been brought into a sense of safety and then you've had a tower moment. It's always been like a false sense of security. And the reasons why this keeps repeating in your life, because I feel like the safety and security you're getting is not based on a solid foundation. I'm getting that story, The Three Little Pigs, and they each have a different house. One has a house of straw, one has a house of wood, one has a house of brick, that kind of thing. And I feel like you always build your house of straw, and it's destroyed very easily because there's something within your foundation that needs to be healed, your sense of self. And it's really interesting because all 3 of these readings have had this overwhelming energy of healing of self-healing, healing of images of self, of issues with self. I feel like your issues with self, though, were brought forward by this tower. I feel like some of you guys are becoming very aware of how delicate your self-image is, that you really don't have confidence. You have codependence. No judgment. Hey, I've been codependent. I know how this feels, especially when you've been traumatized or, you've had a hard time going through life. We become codependent as a means of security, right? But most of the times that codependency with the other person is built upon, not a firm foundation, because that person has their own issues. They can't be our foundation because they're trying to build their own foundation, right? It's very hard to be a foundation for someone else. Eventually, that other person is going to fail you because we all have to be our own foundations to build our own houses on, okay? And that the house being you, your confidence, your self-esteem, your sense of self, your sense of who you are. And there's a need here to allow the truth of that to come forward. It's okay to, I feel like some of you guys have some pent up emotions about your childhood or the way you were treated. And it's okay for you to have negative emotions about your upbringing. It doesn't have to be like a dramatic, traumatic thing for your childhood to have been difficult. I'm not saying it was or it wasn't. I just want to throw that out there to you. You can have codependent parents who are extremely toxic. but that toxicity doesn't look like what it does in other people's families. Okay, it can be just as insidious and just as damaging, but it's not as dramatic. It's kind of like a note, a sound that plays underneath every interaction that you have. It feels like, I'm going to try to say this word. I've been corrected several times on how to say narcissist because I've been saying narcissist, but because of my own like health issues, I have certain weirdness with words, and that's one of them. So you may have a narcissist within your family structure. You may have been dealing with like a low-key narcissist who just kind of wove a very malicious kind of note of narcissism within everything they did. So you became more focused on them, on what was going on with them, making sure they were okay instead of making sure you were okay. And they were more focused on them instead of you as a child, making sure you were okay, making sure you were taken care of. And so within that relationship, it bred some kind of codependency. And it feels like for some of you, you were propelled into this area of almost like parenting, like being overly concerned about one of your parents or both of your parents, or however that works for you, or whoever raised you. Sometimes we're not raised by our parents, right? So, or our birth givers, you know. And so it's allowed you to repeat this pattern of codependent relationships that are not emotionally fulfilling. But it's almost like you're slapping like, and this is gross, but you know, it's what I'm getting, and I'm just going to be real with you. It's like slapping like icing on vomit, right? It's like emotional vomit. And you just slap icing on it and you make it look pretty for the pictures. But in reality, if you bite into it, it's still vomit. It's not good. It's bad. It's rotten. And it's caused you to not be able to trust people emotionally. So you build these relationships, be this work or whatever this is, that are not true, and they often fall into this tower situation, and it leads you in this feeling of lack. So there's a need here for expression, for self-expression, okay? Some of you guys may need to go to therapy. You need to start journaling. You need to start talking about it. Do what feels right for you. If you're in therapy, keep going. If you need counseling, go seek it. I'm just a woman with a gift, and I'm sharing it with you. I am not a mental health professional, okay? Because I feel like with conception here, it's like as you start to look at this, be it through dream work, journaling, dream journaling, whatever this is, whatever you choose to do, however you express this, you begin to understand yourself more. And new ideas about your life come together. New ideas of how you want to spend your life, the things you want to do with your life. And you're building a new legacy. Okay, we have the legacy card here. Group 3, you are a generational pattern breaker, generational curse breaker, healer, okay? And I say this sometimes in my readings, but it's true. I don't get any kind of joy telling someone that, because it's a very heavy yoke to bear. It tends to make you a little isolated. So I'm feeling your isolation here. You tend to get hurt a lot because the universe, you kind of have these experiences where your boundaries get violated. You get hurt. Your heart gets trampled on. You get your heart ripped out a lot because the universe, your guides, yourself keep bringing you to the same fucking patterns over and over until one day you kind of like recoil to regroup, and you start seeing the pattern. You become aware that you're repeating this over and over, and you're almost baffled how this keeps happening to you. That moment where you're aware and becoming baffled is a breakthrough. It may not feel like it, but it is. because you're changing your energy from repeating the pattern to becoming aware of the pattern. And that is the beginning of mastering that compulsion to repeat it. Awareness is key. Without awareness, nothing else can happen. You become aware, more aware of what triggers you to repeat the pattern, the insecurities, the lack, the desperately needing to feel loved and accepted, the desperately needing to feel like a part of something, like you belong to something. Because I feel like many of you have never felt part of your family. You've probably felt on the outside, or you don't really know what that means to feel a part of something, because the way you were made to feel a part of something wasn't really normal. It wasn't really healthy. It was very dysfunctional. So all you know how to do is repeat dysfunctional patterns because you haven't been aware of them before. And now you are. And now you're wondering, what is healthy? What does that look like? Because I want to be that. I want to do this to myself and other people over and over. This doesn't make me happy. That is the power of meditating and reflecting. That is the power of cleansing mind, body, and spirit. How you do this work right here, is completely your own. It's going to be different for all of you. Okay? This is about that internal work. I talk about this in group 1. That work of going within yourself, listening to what you're drawn to, listening to what your soul, your body, your mind, your heart needs. What brings you peace? What brings you joy? It's getting to know yourself instead of these projections, because many people who are codependent or repeat these generational patterns, they don't really know themselves. Many people who have codependency and repeating patterns, they don't really know who they are. They know the masks they have had to wear. They know the expectations that have been placed upon them, but they really don't know who they are. And part of going within is learning what you like, learning where you're drawn to, learning what sets your soul free, learning what you need for catharsis, learning what you need to heal. And there is internal work that you have to do to get there. You have to start to listen. And awareness is key. And becoming aware of your pattern is half the battle. Like once you become aware of your pattern, you can start to listen to your internal world and find out what you need and what you want. Some of you guys may not even know what you want, you know. Now we have a mercy card here. Mercy, self-discovery. And I feel like your ancestors are coming in and letting you know that mercy is being shown. Mercy is coming. Like this tower situation, if it's whatever it's propelled you into, there's relief coming for you with the 6 of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Okay. There's stability coming in. Okay. They're not just going to leave you in this state. Things are going to become stabilized. They're going to even out. They're going to balance out. Okay. And there's going to be healing that happens in this area for you. All right. You're not going to stay in this tower. And we have mouse here with advantage. Let's pull on that. See the bigger picture. This tower is a trigger for a major shift in your life. A shift where you begin to work on, with legacy, bigger picture. You're working on bigger issues, bigger things. Getting in line with the truth of you and what you really want in your life. Discovering more of yourself. Being able to set healthy boundaries and let really positive people in your life. We have the 5 of Pentacles here. There's that isolation energy I'm feeling. Tell me more. We have the Moon. Some of you guys are holding secrets. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, some of you guys are holding family secrets, okay? And there are people who are using those to their advantage over you. And we have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. All right, some of you guys, that has to do with some kind of family secret or emotional, you know, abuse. Something that has made you feel different or less than these emotions, this pattern that you keep repeating. This has been passed down through your family. And what I'm feeling here is the relief is coming. You won't see it coming. The moon, there's something very hidden, but we have the Ten of Pentacles here. So if you're having issues with money, relief with the money is coming. Okay, if it's emotional and it has to do with your family, relief is coming with that. I'm not saying that things are going to be repaired, but I'm going to say that you're going to be feeling better. Okay, there is something coming in that's going to help you. Okay, it's going to give you an advantage. All right, we have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. So I think it's really important that you see through the bullshit. When people show you who they are, group 3, believe them. Okay, I think you're the kind of person, and part of this is part of the dysfunctional patterning. Okay, like people show you who they truly are. Maybe you had a parent who lied to you a lot, or you had a parent who was an addict or something like that, and they kept telling you one thing and doing another. And I think as you reflect, you will find that they showed you who they were over and over, but you weren't able to really believe that as a child. So you have a tendency to not believe it when people show you their ugly underbelly of who they really are. And so you create these dynamics with people who aren't really the people you think they are. You create masks of people and you believe the masks. You believe the illusion. And when the mask is ripped away, it is a tower and it is devastating. Because then you really have to see who they are. So you need to use your intuition. You need to use your gut feeling. When someone shows you who they really are, believe it and act accordingly, okay? There may be some compulsions here to be a people pleaser. There may be some Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy here. Take that energy that you feel that you may need or you may use to people please and put that into yourself. Please yourself. Prioritize yourself above others. I know it's selfish. It looks selfish to other people. It's not selfish, but it looks selfish to other people. And I hear like some of you guys like judging yourself for doing that. Like, that's so selfish. I could never do that. It's okay to be selfish in this world right now. It's okay to know that the only thing you can be certain of right now is your internal world, is yourself. All you know for certain that exists is you. So you need to prioritize what's important to you. What do you need? What would make you feel better? What kind of release, catharsis do you need? What kind of people do you want in your life? What kind of life do you want to live? It's time for you to start thinking about those things. Instead of thinking about your fears, your doubts, your anxieties, start thinking about what you want to bring into your life. And then start thinking about your boundaries. How do your boundaries need to be adjusted at the right time, of course, to allow these things to come in? Are you ready yet? Probably not. So if you're not ready yet, then what do you need to do to get there? Some of you guys just need to get to know yourself better, and that just takes time. You just got to work with that energy. It took me a while to get to know myself and feel comfortable in my skin. I still work through it. I think those of us who have trauma, it takes a lifetime, but I'm more of who I really am now than I ever have been. And I'm happier than I've ever been. But it's a long walk. And it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you this is easy. This is hard. It's hard to come out of these kind of patterns. That's why you have to give yourself compassion. And if you focus on yourself and what makes you happy, you'll live a more balanced life. And instead of focusing on this, you focusing on living more authentically. And this work starts to kind of take care of itself. You start doing this as a mechanism of focusing on living your life and being authentic. It's not really something you're checking off a list. I'm feeling Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy here. You're not like checking off a list like I did this, I did that, I did that. It's more like you're living in this energy of healing and releasing and moving forward. And all this work becomes a byproduct of you living an authentic life, removing masks and making the choice to live in a way where you no longer treat yourself in toxic ways and you no longer treat others in toxic ways. And once you allow that awareness to kind of like steer where you go, things kind of fall together. It doesn't make it, super easy. It just gives it its own flow. And along the way, you will find things begin to unfold for you. You'll have signs, synchronicities, and validations. And I will tell you that the boundaries will start to come down, where you will stop keeping people at bay, and you'll have people that start showing up for you, like real people, real connections. And you'll get validation to keep letting your boundaries down, to allow the real people who love you, who will care for you, into your life. Okay, so you won't be, alone or feel alone always. But there is power in healing yourself and kind of being on your own a little bit. Especially if you're codependent. It helps you gain independence. It helps you gain confidence in yourself. It's very hard to gain independence and confidence when you're in a codependent relationship. All right, group 3, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, please let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.